He told everyone I was crazy. That is the first thing you need to know. He told my friends. He told my family. He even told the police. But he was lying. My name is Abigail. I am 25 years old. This is my story. It is a story about fear. It is a story about lies. But it is also a story about finding the truth. I want to tell you this story because maybe you feel alone. Maybe someone told you that you are weak, but you are not weak. I was not weak. I just did not know the truth. I want to start at the beginning. 3 years ago, my life was perfect. I was happy. I lived in a beautiful house. The house was big. It had white walls and a big garden. I loved the garden. I grew flowers there. I grew red roses and yellow tulips. I liked to sit in the garden and drink tea. The sun was warm on my face. The birds sang in the trees. I thought my life was a dream. I lived with my husband. His name was Thomas. Thomas was handsome. He was tall. He had dark hair and blue eyes. He had a nice smile. When he smiled, I felt happy. He worked in a bank. He made a lot of money. He bought me nice clothes. He bought me jewelry. He said, "Abigail, I love you. I want to take care of you." I believed him. I trusted him. I loved him very much. But then things started to change. It happened slowly. It was like a cloud covering the sun. At first, it was small things. One day, I was in the kitchen. I was making dinner. I made soup. I put the spoon on the table. I turned around to get some water. When I turned back, the spoon was gone. I looked everywhere. I looked on the table. I looked on the floor. I looked in the sink. The spoon was gone. Thomas came into the kitchen. He smiled at me. "What is wrong, Abigail?" he asked. "I cannot find the spoon," I said. "I put it right here." Thomas laughed softly. "Oh, Abigail, you are so forgetful. The spoon is in your hand." I looked at my hand. The spoon was there. I was confused. I did not remember picking it up. My hand was shaking. I thought I put it on the table," I whispered. "You are tired," Thomas said. He kissed my forehead. "Go and rest. I will finish dinner." I went to bed. I felt strange. I felt silly. Why did I forget the spoon? That was the first time. But it was not the last time. A week later, I lost my keys. I always put my keys in a blue bowl by the door. I am a tidy person. I like to keep things in their place. But the keys were not in the bowl. I looked in my bag. I looked in my coat. I looked under the sofa. Thomas came home. He saw me looking. "What did you lose now?" he asked. His voice was not kind. It was cold. "My keys," I said. "I cannot find my car keys." Thomas sighed. He looked angry. "Abigail, you are always losing things. You are careless." He walked to the blue bowl. He reached inside. He pulled out my keys. "They are right here," he said. I stared at the keys. I checked that bowl 3 times. The bowl was empty before. I was sure of it. "But I looked there," I said. "They were not there." "Are you saying I am lying?" Thomas asked. He stepped closer to me. He looked big. I felt small. "No," I said quickly. "No, Thomas, I am sorry. My eyes are bad today." "You need to be careful," he said. "People will think you are stupid." I felt tears in my eyes. I did not want to be stupid. I wanted to be a good wife. The weeks passed. Things got worse. One morning, I woke up. I went to the living room. The window was open. It was raining. The floor was wet. The curtains were wet. Thomas ran into the room. "Abigail," he shouted, "what did you do?" I just woke up," I said. "You left the window open all night," he yelled. "Look at the floor. It is ruined." "I did not open the window," I said. "I never open this window. It is too heavy for me." "Do not lie to me," Thomas shouted. "I saw you. I woke up in the night. You were standing here. You opened the window. You were talking to yourself." I felt cold. I was talking to myself. I did not remember that. Was I sleepwalking? Was I going crazy? "I am sorry," I cried. "I do not remember." Thomas shook his head. "You are sick, Abigail. Something is wrong with your brain." I started to believe him. I felt scared of myself. I did not trust my own mind. I stayed in the house. I did not go to the garden. I did not see my friends. I was afraid I would do something wrong. My friends called me on the phone. "Abigail, are you okay?" "We miss you," they said. "I am fine," I lied. "I am just busy." But Thomas told them a different story. One day, my friend Sarah came to the house. She knocked on the door. I wanted to open it. But Thomas opened it first. I stood in the hallway. I listened. "Hello, Thomas," Sarah said. "Can I see Abigail?" "I am sorry, Sarah," Thomas said. His voice was sad. He sounded like he was crying. "Abigail is not well." "Is she sick?" Sarah asked. "She is having mental problems," Thomas said. "She forgets who I am. She screams at night. She breaks things. It is very hard for me." My mouth fell open. I wanted to scream. I never screamed at him. I knew who he was. He was lying. I ran to the door. "Sarah," I shouted. "I am here. I am okay." Thomas turned around. He looked at me with angry eyes. But then his face changed. He looked sad again. "Oh, Abigail," he said softly. "Go back to bed. You are having an episode." "I am not," I told Sarah. "He is lying. He moves my things. He opens the windows." Sarah looked at me. She looked at my messy hair. She looked at my old clothes. I looked crazy. I had not showered in 2 days because I was depressed. "Abigail," Sarah said slowly, "maybe you should listen to Thomas. He loves you." "No," I cried. "Please, Sarah." Thomas closed the door. He locked it. He turned to me. He did not smile. "You embarrassed me," he said. "Now everyone knows you are crazy." "Why are you doing this?" I asked. I was shaking. "I am helping you," he said. "You are sick. But do not worry. I called a doctor." The doctor came the next day. He was a tall man with a gray beard. He did not talk to me. He talked to Thomas. Thomas told him lies. "She thinks people are stealing from her. She hears voices. She cries all day. The doctor nodded. He looked at me for 1 minute. Yes, he said. She looks unstable. He opened his bag. He took out a bottle of pills. The pills were blue. Give her 2 of these every day, the doctor said. They will make her calm. They will stop the crazy thoughts. Thank you, doctor, Thomas said. After the doctor left, Thomas gave me 2 pills. Take them, he said. I do not want them, I said. I am not sick. Take them, he said. His voice was dangerous. Or I will call the police. I will tell them you tried to hurt me. They will lock you up in a hospital forever. Do you want that? I was terrified. I did not want to go to a hospital. I wanted to stay in my home. So I took the pills. I swallowed them with water. That was the beginning of the darkness. The pills made me feel heavy. My body felt like a stone. My head felt full of fog. I could not think clearly. I forgot words. I forgot what day it was. I slept for many hours. When I was awake, I sat in a chair. I stared at the wall. Thomas was happy. See, he said, you are quiet now. You are a good wife. He started to bring people to the house. He brought lawyers. He brought men in suits. They sat in the living room. They talked about money. They talked about the house. I sat in the corner. I was like a ghost. They did not look at me. Is she okay? One man asked. No, Thomas said. She is gone. Her mind is gone. I need to control her money. I need to control the house. It is for her safety. The men nodded. They signed papers. Thomas signed papers. He smiled. I wanted to speak. I wanted to say, stop. This is my house. This is my money. My parents gave it to me. But my tongue was heavy. The words would not come out. The blue pills took my voice away. Life became a blur. Days turned into nights. Nights turned into days. I did not know if it was summer or winter. I was a prisoner in my own home. Thomas locked my bedroom door at night. For your safety, he said. I was alone. I was sad, I thought. This is my life now. I will die here. Everyone thinks I am crazy. But one day, something happened. It was a small thing, but it changed everything. Thomas gave me the pills in the morning. He gave me a glass of water. Drink, he said. I put the pills in my mouth. I drank the water. Thomas watched me swallow. Then his phone rang. He turned away to answer the phone. Hello? Yes, I am coming. He left the room. He was in a hurry. I sat there. I felt something in my mouth. I had not swallowed the pills. They were stuck under my tongue. Usually I swallowed them. I was too scared not to. But today, Thomas left quickly. I spit the pills into my hand. They were wet and blue. I looked at them. I hated them. They made me forget. They made me weak. I walked to the bathroom. I threw the pills in the toilet. I flushed the water. Goodbye, blue pills. That day, I felt different. The fog in my head was a little less thick. I could remember things. I remembered the garden. I remembered the sun. The next day, I did it again. Thomas gave me the pills. I put them under my tongue. I pretended to swallow. Thomas did not check. He was busy. He was always on the phone now. I went to the bathroom. I spit them out. Day 3, day 4, day 5. My mind woke up. It was like waking up from a long sleep. The colors in the room looked brighter. The sounds were clearer. I could think. I realized something important. I was not crazy. I never was crazy. I remembered the spoon. Thomas took it. I remembered the keys. Thomas hid them. I remembered the window. Thomas opened it. He did it all. He wanted to make me crazy. Why? I knew why. The men in the suits. The papers, the money. He wanted my money. He wanted my house. But he could not take it if I was healthy. So he made me sick. I felt anger. It was a hot fire in my chest. I was not sad anymore. I was angry. He stole my life, I whispered. He stole my mind. But I had to be careful. I could not let him know I was awake. If he knew, he would hurt me. He might force me to take the pills, or he might do something worse. So I acted. I pretended to be sick. When Thomas came home, I sat in the chair. I stared at the wall. I let my mouth hang open. I looked empty. "How are you, Abigail?" he asked. I did not answer. I just rocked back and forth. "Good," he said. "The pills are working." He sat on the sofa. He called someone on the phone. I listened carefully. My ears were sharp now. "Hey, baby," he said. He was talking to a woman. "Yes, it is almost done." The doctor signed the paper. "She is officially incompetent. That means she cannot make decisions." He laughed. "Yes, we will have the money soon. We can go on vacation. We can sell this house. We will put her in a home, a cheap home. She won't know the difference." I felt sick. He had a girlfriend. He was planning to throw me away. He was going to put me in a bad place and sell my home. No, I would not let him. I needed a plan. I needed to escape. But the door was locked at night. And during the day, he watched me, or he locked the front door. I needed help. But who? Sarah. He told Sarah I was crazy. The police. He told the police I was crazy. I needed proof. I waited. I watched him. I learned his schedule. He left for work at 8:00 a.m. He came back at 6:00 p.m. But he always locked the doors from the outside. I did not have a key. However, I remembered something. The spare key. Years ago, before Thomas, I hid a spare key. I hid it in the garden. It was under a big rock near the roses. Did Thomas find it? I did not think so. He never worked in the garden. He hated the garden. But I could not get to the garden. The back door was locked too. I looked at the windows. The windows in the living room were locked. But the kitchen window, the lock was old. Maybe I could open it. The next day, Thomas left for work. I waited until his car was gone. I ran to the kitchen. I felt strong. I did not take the pills for 1 week. My body was coming back to me. I climbed on the counter. I tried to open the window. It was stuck. I pushed hard. "Come on," I said, "please." It moved a little. I pushed again. My hands hurt. I pushed with all my strength. Pop, the window opened. Fresh air came in. It smelled like rain and dirt. It smelled like freedom. I climbed out of the window. I fell onto the grass. My knees hurt, but I did not care. I was outside. I ran to the rose bush. The roses were dead. No one watered them. It made me sad. But I looked for the rock. There it was, a gray rock. I lifted the rock. My heart was beating fast. Boom, boom, boom. There was the key. It was dirty, but it was there. I grabbed the key. Now I could open the door. No, I did not need to open the door. I was already outside. I needed to run. But where? If I went to Sarah's house, Thomas might come there. If I went to the police, they might call Thomas. I needed to go to the bank. I needed to stop him from taking the money. I ran to the garage. My car was there, but I did not have the car keys. Thomas had them. I had to walk. No, I had to run. The bank was 5 miles away. I started to run. I ran down the street. People looked at me. I was wearing my pajamas. I had no shoes on. My hair was wild. "Look at that woman," someone said. "Is she crazy?" I heard them. It hurt, but I kept running. I am not crazy. I am escaping. My feet started to bleed. The pavement was hard, but I did not stop. I ran for a long time. I was tired. My lungs burned, but I thought about the blue pills. I thought about Thomas laughing. I ran faster. Finally, I saw the bank. It was a big building. I ran inside. It was quiet. It was cool. People in suits looked at me. The security guard walked towards me. "Ma'am, you cannot be here," he said. "You have no shoes." "I need to speak to the manager," I shouted. "It is an emergency." "Ma'am, please leave," the guard said. He reached for my arm. "No," I screamed. "My name is Abigail. This is my bank. My husband is stealing my money." People stared. They thought I was crazy. I knew what they saw. A dirty woman screaming. Then a door opened. A woman came out. It was Mrs. Jenkins. She was the manager. She knew my father. She knew me for many years. "Abigail," she asked. She looked shocked. "Is that you?" "Mrs. Jenkins," I cried. I ran to her. The guard tried to stop me, but Mrs. Jenkins waved her hand. "It is okay. Let her come." I fell to the floor in her office. I was crying. "Abigail, what happened?" she asked. She gave me water. "Thomas," I gasped. "He is lying. He says I am crazy. He is trying to take the money. He has papers. Do not let him." Mrs. Jenkins looked serious. "Thomas was here yesterday. He brought papers from a doctor. He said you are incapacitated." "I am not," I said. "Look at me. I am dirty, yes. I am scared, yes. But I know who I am. Today is Tuesday. The year is 2023. My name is Abigail. My mother's name was Mary. Thomas is having an affair. He is poisoning me with pills. I spoke fast, but I spoke clearly. I did not sound confused. Mrs. Jenkins listened. She looked into my eyes. She saw the truth. He wants to withdraw all the savings today, Mrs. Jenkins said. He is coming at 2:00 p.m. I looked at the clock on the wall. It was 1:30 p.m. Help me, I begged. Please. Mrs. Jenkins nodded. I will help you. We will call the police. No, I said. Not yet. I want him to come here. I want him to see me. Mrs. Jenkins gave me a coat to wear. She gave me shoes. I went to the bathroom and washed my face. I pulled my hair back. I looked in the mirror. I looked tired. I looked thin. But my eyes were strong. The fire was still there. We waited. At 2:00 p.m., Thomas walked into the bank. He was wearing a nice suit. He looked happy. He walked to Mrs. Jenkins' desk. Good afternoon, Mrs. Jenkins, he said smoothly. I am here to finish the transaction. It is a sad day, but I must take care of my poor wife's finances. I was sitting in a chair in the corner. The chair was turned around. He did not see me. Of course, Thomas, Mrs. Jenkins said. But before we sign, there is one more signature we need. Oh, Thomas asked. I have the doctor's note. I have the power of attorney. We need the account holder's signature, Mrs. Jenkins said. But Abigail is sick, Thomas said. She cannot sign. She does not even know her own name. I stood up. I turned the chair around. Hello, Thomas, I said. Thomas froze. His face went white. His mouth opened, but no sound came out. He looked like he saw a ghost. Abigail, he stammered. What? How? I know my name, I said. My voice was steady. And I know what you did. You are sick, he said. He looked at Mrs. Jenkins. She is crazy. She escaped. Call the police. She is dangerous. I already called the police, Mrs. Jenkins said. They are here. 2 police officers walked out from the back room. They stood behind Thomas. No, Thomas said. You don't understand. She is mentally ill. She needs her pills. I stopped taking the pills, Thomas, I said. I know about the spoon. I know about the keys. I know about your girlfriend. I heard you on the phone. Thomas looked at the police. He looked at the door. He wanted to run, but he was trapped. You have no proof, he hissed at me. It is your word against mine. I am a respected man. You are a crazy housewife. I reached into my pocket. I pulled out the wet, blue pills I saved from yesterday. I did not flush them yesterday. I kept them. We can test these pills, I said. And we can test my blood. They will see the drugs. And Mrs. Jenkins has your signature on the papers trying to steal my money. Thomas looked down. He knew he lost. The police took him away. He screamed. He yelled that I was crazy, but no one listened. I stood in the bank. I took a deep breath. I was safe. It was not easy after that. The next few months were hard. I had to go to court. I had to tell my story to a judge. I had to divorce Thomas. I lost some friends. The friends who believed Thomas and did not visit me. I did not want them back. But Sarah came back. She cried. She said she was sorry. I forgave her. Thomas was a good liar. It was not her fault. I went to a real doctor. He helped me get the drugs out of my body. It took time. I had bad dreams. Sometimes I woke up and looked for my keys, scared they were gone. But slowly, I got better. I kept the house. I fixed the window. I planted new roses in the garden. Now I sit in the garden again. The sun is warm. The tea is hot. I am alone, but I am not lonely. I have myself. I learned a big lesson. Trust yourself. People can lie. Even people you love can lie. But your gut, your heart, your mind, they try to tell you the truth. If you feel something is wrong, it is probably wrong. If someone tells you that you are crazy, do not believe them. Look for the truth. Thomas tried to take my mind away. He tried to make me a prisoner. He told everyone I was crazy. But he was wrong. I was not crazy. I was just sleeping. And now I am awake. My name is Abigail. I am free. And this was my story. If you are in a dark place, please keep going. Spit out the pill. Open the window. Run. You are stronger than you think. You can save yourself, just like I did.